See, I like addressing the things that I wish would have been addressed for me when I was like going through it. See, I was going through it. I couldn't calm my body and mind. There's no way. It just didn't. My karma didn't let me. There's no like, I would listen to this self-inquiry and and just all kinds of different spiritual things all day. All day. Sometimes I'd do plant medicine and I would just sit there for 12 hours and just listen to this stuff. I'm trying to absorb it and I'm trying to practice it. You know, like just realize, okay, you have the symptom. There's restlessness. Okay, there's this coming up, but you're not that because you're aware of it. Right? What's aware of it? Stay as the awareness. There you go. Just stay as awareness. Don't give focus to the symptoms. Don't give focus to the busy mind. You're somehow aware of that. Awareness isn't in that. Just, okay? Over and over again. Years. Just years. Didn't work. It didn't work. This is why I'm not a proponent of only beating on that drum over and over and over again. It's dual aspected. This is why I have my other channels too. That's why I have Beyond the Alchemy that deals with semen retention, preserving the sexual energy. I have Transcending Shadows that deals more on practical level with lifestyle habits and healthy environments and you know, service and being free of addictions and attachments and all that. I remember I went to the ashram in Pune, Osho ashram. I stayed like 2 hours. I'm like, I'm out. You can go to the little store there in the ashram and buy your colored condoms and then go practice tantra with the girl, and you can buy beer and the pizza. It doesn't matter though because you're not the body. All that nonsense. I'm like, Jesus, man. How the mind can take and corrupt very direct, potent spiritual teachings such as Advaita and self-inquiry, non-duality, and it's still happening. That's why I have to make fun of the videos sometimes. It brings a sense of balance. It's like the universe wants to make balance, you know? I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter to me what people say. I just think it's funny. The real-time enlightenment videos are, yeah, it's like, damn. All right, okay, so see, sometimes the people have, what do you, man, see, I know about this. I've done groups with people that have chronic pain and chronic health issues, chronic mental health. That's something. See, people don't understand that. Your average person, mainstream person, they don't understand that. They understand if you're in a wheelchair and you can't move, or if you got a straw in your mouth, or if you got like hooked up to oxygen because you got COPD, they understand, like, okay, he has some limitation. But what about the hidden neurosis that a lot of people have? See, people don't understand that, and they get a bad rap from society because they don't understand it. On the surface, they look cool. They look better than you, but they don't know what's happening inside within the nervous system, in the neurology, in the misfirings going on, in the way the life force is kind of stuck and it's like doing weird stuff and creating these debilitating symptoms. What about those people? You're just gonna recognize, you know, you're just, okay, nothing really exists, and you know, you just have to just realize, you know, breaking down how the, you know, universe works and how the mind works and how the ego works and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, that's fine, but it's only one spoke on the wheel. Like having some kind of understanding of that, it's not going to shift something in some people. It just doesn't. You need power. You need power for transformation. This is why I made the other channels. See, people who really can't quiet their mind and body, you really need to address on a practical level, meaning a human bodily level, in conjunction with your spiritual practice. People like this, you need to preserve your sexual energy because it's the most important, powerful energy that the body makes. There's just no way around it. You see people like this who just innately have a very karmically busy, restless body, mind, debilitating symptoms. You need every edge you can get. So you need to look at lifestyle habits. That's why I made the other channel. And then also, at the same time, you recognize what the non-duals and self-inquiry people and also me are trying to point to, that your true self, true consciousness isn't suffering. It's the car that the consciousness is driving that isn't running good. So there has to be some realization of that, because right now the identity is too strong. So you get caught up. But the way to break the identity, to help break it, besides just using the spiritual practice, is to also work on this stuff on practical level. So that's this dual, it's dual aspected. You can't just focus on one or the other. Also, you can't just focus on practical level either. Then you get into like the health the health gurus, where it's just all about just stay fit and what's the word, where you're just always obsessed with your body and how it's doing. Ooh, I have a little symptom here. Oh no, I forgot the word. There's a word for it. It's a word for everything. You don't want to be like that either. You take care of the body, you're good enough, you get it to some semblance of balance, whatever you can do. That's going to be contingent upon your own individual capacity. Some people, you're not going to fix your body. That's a lesson in itself, to surrender to that. These are the karmic cards you've been dealt. But you try to get it as good as you can, and then you just forget about it. It's like, okay. All right, so what do you do though? What do you do? Are you just screwed? Because like your body and mind, it will not cooperate. It's not that you need to practice the spiritual practice harder, and we just got to do it harder. No, it won't do it. Your body mind is a bit out of balance by nature. This is the karma. What are you going to do? Does that mean you can't awake? No, it doesn't mean that. Yeah, but the book tells me I have to like spend 20 days in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and look, you can't. Many books say many things. It depends on the audience or who they're talking to at that particular time. It depends on many things. Your true self's already your true self. Yeah, it's already your true self. When you wake up in the morning, for that half second or so, that's the true self. You're in the body, but like you're not feeling, you don't feel you're the body, but yet there's awareness that there's a body. Maybe it only lasts for a second, and then the identity comes back in. Well, you just proved to yourself that there you go, you're awake, right? For that second, that true self there was awareness of it, and you weren't caught up in the play of body mind. You say, well, I only did it for a second though. Okay, what if you did it for 2 seconds? Does that mean you're awake? Well, no, but the real gurus, they're in it 24/7. No, they're not. Not in it 24/7. The body would burn up. Hence, the thing that I said on more than a few videos is, where's the line? How many seconds or minutes or hours do you have to be in an empty state before you get the enlightenment certification? That whole thing's a concept. But unless you realize that, that's not going to help you though. There's some people you can't hear it. They can't hear what I'm saying. The identity and conditioning that they've absorbed from books and listening to teachers and all that, it's so deep, they can't hear it. You just can't hear it. That's why I love that question. How long do you have to have an empty mind to be declared that you're enlightened? What frequency or hertz does your level of peace and serenity have to be at to where it's like, okay, that qualifies as enlightened? It's all concepts. So, man, there's a lot of ants out. So you do the best you can do with the cards that you've been dealt, and at the same time, you just, as best as you can, you recognize your true nature it's driving the car, but it's not the car. That's your awakened nature, your true nature. How deep do you have to recognize that to, get rid of this concept about awakening? It causes more trouble than anything else. So you continue to recognize that this true nature that's driving the car. At the same time, you work on practical level also of trying to restore sufficient life force to your body mind so that it can function properly. See, these neurological problems, man, they're no joke. Is heavy stuff. It's like the physical body is easier to repair, but then the emotional body is deeper. You get a rip in that. You can't just repair it so easily. The mental body, even more deep. Some people, their mental body has an imbalance. You're just gonna have to wait till you get a new body to get free of that. It's too deep. Something has to accept that. You have to surrender to that. Go see my videos on karma. It's not an accident. It's not bad luck that you have that. There's a deeper, higher reason. God doesn't make mistakes. There's no bad luck. We can't remember exactly the reasons for all this. And so then that trips the mind up. Maybe you decided you wanted to concentrate all your karma together into one big, limitation so that you could burn that stuff off and be free of it. And then that took the form of some deep, health debilitating disorder. We don't know, All right, let me do one more glance to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I think I hit everything. Whoa, that's a sign that I hit everything. So, yeah, I'm talking more to those people. I'm not talking to your average, healthy body constitution or person that, feels like they have a mental grasp on spirituality and so they're good. No, that's like a dime a dozen. Everybody's doing that. I have a natural inner passion to speak to those who were like me in the past, where I just was like, what am I doing wrong? Why can't I get this thing? I'm more devoted and dedicated to this than anybody I know. Self-inquiry, I'm doing self-inquiry all the time. I was like, what the hell? I'm still being tortured by the symptoms in this body. What's going on? See, I'm talking to those people. There needs to be more. God needs to make some gurus who have chronic debilitating health. Yeah, somebody with the deep mental disorder, but he's awake. I want to see that. I would go see them. I would. I don't like flying anymore. I like just chilling, but I would go see them. Let me know if you know somebody like that. I'm gonna go see them because that's special. That's why I wish I would have met Ashtavakra. His spine was bent in 8 different places. I don't know though. I don't know that doesn't mean though. See, somebody could just have a broken disc and be suffering more than somebody who has all these breaks in his spine. We don't know. It's so individual. Just because if somebody has the same diagnosis, it could be a totally different world though living inside that body. We don't know. Life is complex, man. So don't compare yourself to anybody. You just do your inner, your as best as you can without sweating. Just keep recognizing that this is a car that you're driving. It's not who you are, and ask God to help you. And you get your life together on practical level. You try to keep your inner space as clean as you can from addictions and attachments and bad food and losing your sex energy and constantly getting dopamine hits all the time like everybody's doing. The world's, they're all dopamine addicts, especially now with the phones. And now Apple has that $5,000 headset you put on. That's your computer. I was doing a consult with somebody and he was breaking that down for me. He's like, I'm like, but where's the computer though? He's like, no, that is the computer. You just, everything's right there. You touch, everything's right there. The icons and everything. And then he said, I bet you once that starts to take hold, you're going to see everybody walking down the street with that thing on their head. And I'm like, I bet it is. Yeah. You know how bad that's going to mess up your nervous system if you do that? Look, this planet's not your home. This body's not who you are. Just ride this show. It's like high school. It's temporary, you know? You use this time to get free inside, despite any external, it doesn't matter what the world's doing or not doing, or what other people are doing. It just doesn't matter. You keep your attention here. And you keep your attention on those that God sends you who are on the same frequency, who also realize this to be the highest truth. And that's all you do. Everything else, it's like set dressing. You just let it play out. You know, it's all good in the end. I'll see you.